Nobody saw this coming. After months of silence, stolen glances, and fans desperately piecing together every clue from their social media, Shen Yue finally broke down and said what so many people had been afraid to hear out loud. She avoided Dylan Wang on purpose, not because she stopped caring, not because the love disappeared, but because of 5 very real, very painful reasons that she had been carrying alone this entire time, and when she finally let it all out, the internet completely fell apart. If you are new here, subscribe right now because we cover every Dishin moment and you do not want to miss what comes next. This story starts the way most heartbreaking stories do, quietly. While fans were busy shipping their favorite couple and rewatching every behind-the-scenes clip they could find, something was shifting between Shen Yue and Dylan Wang in real life. The smiles started looking a little more rehearsed. The interactions became slightly more careful. And then came the distance. Not the kind that happens because 2 busy celebrities have packed schedules, but the kind you can feel through a screen. The kind that makes your chest heavy even when you cannot explain why. Fans noticed before either of them said a word, because that is what real fans do. They watch closely enough to feel the truth before it is ever spoken. And now Shen Yue has spoken. What she revealed did not just answer questions. It opened up an entirely new conversation about what really goes on behind the fame, the photo shoots, and the carefully curated public image. Because the 5 reasons she gave were not simple. They were layered. They were honest in a way that celebrity confessions almost never are. And every single one of them hit differently, depending on how closely you had been following this story from the very beginning. The first reason she revealed was fear. Not the ordinary kind of fear, but the specific and suffocating fear that comes when you realize that the person standing in front of you has the power to completely undo you. Shen Yue admitted that the closer things got with Dylan Wang, the more terrified she became, not of him, but of what losing him would eventually feel like. She had watched love turn into loss before. She understood, maybe better than most, that the higher you let yourself rise with someone, the further you have to fall when it ends. And so she made a choice that broke her own heart first, before anyone else could. She created distance as a form of protection. She avoided him not because she felt nothing, but because she felt everything, and everything felt like too much of a risk. The second reason was the weight of public expectations. This is something that rarely gets talked about honestly in the entertainment world, but Shen Yue went there anyway. She explained that when your relationship exists partly in the public eye, it stops belonging entirely to you. Fans build entire emotional investments around you as a couple. Every appearance together gets analyzed. Every absence gets questioned. Every comment gets screenshot and turned into a theory. And somewhere in the middle of all that noise, she said, it became almost impossible to figure out what she actually felt versus what she felt pressure to feel. The love was real, but the relationship had started to feel like a performance, and she needed to step back from it before she lost the ability to tell the difference. The third reason she gave was one that genuinely shocked people. She said she avoided Dylan Wang because she needed to figure out who she was outside of being someone people associated with him. This was not about him doing anything wrong. This was about her own identity quietly slipping away beneath the weight of a love story that had become bigger than both of them. When every headline, every fan edit, every comment section ties you to another person, you start to wonder where they end and where you begin. Shen Yue said she needed silence and space not to fall out of love, but to fall back into herself. And that required distance from the one person whose presence made everything else feel less important. The fourth reason was about something she described as emotional exhaustion, and this one resonated with so many people because it is so universally human. She talked about what it feels like to pour yourself into a connection that lives under constant scrutiny, to navigate real emotions while the whole world is watching and forming opinions and picking sides. She said there came a point where she simply had nothing left to give without first giving something back to herself. The avoidance was not coldness, it was survival. It was a woman recognizing her own limits and choosing rest over running on empty, even when that rest looked to the outside world like something far more complicated and far more final. And the fifth reason, the one that made people completely stop scrolling and just sit with their feelings for a moment, was that she said she avoided him because some part of her already knew that if she let herself get any closer, there would be no clean way out, no dignified exit, no version of the ending that did not cost her something enormous. She said loving someone the way she loved Dylan Wang was not something she could do halfway, and she was not yet sure she was ready to do it fully. So she stepped back. She built a wall not out of indifference, but out of self-awareness. She knew her own heart well enough to know it could not survive a halfway kind of love, and she was not willing to offer anything less than all of it. What makes this reveal so hard to process is that none of these 5 reasons are villain origin stories. There is no betrayal here, no scandal hiding underneath the surface. Just 2 people caught in the complicated reality of loving each other inside a world that made everything harder than it needed to be. Shen Yue did not avoid Dylan Wang because the love died. If anything, every single reason she gave points back to how deeply she felt it. So deeply that it scared her, exhausted her, consumed her, and ultimately made her step away before it swallowed her whole. And now that she has said it out loud, now that the reasons are no longer hidden beneath polished red carpet appearances and carefully worded non-answers in interviews, everything looks different. Every moment fans cataloged, every awkward interaction that got dissected in comment sections for weeks, every time she looked away just a second too soon. It all lands differently now.